Hi, and welcome to the Peppers Echo on this Sunday, the 2nd of May. Good evening, goeiemiddag, good afternoon for those in SA. Yeah, and it's been a really bit of a rough week. And you'd say, why, Andre, you've been at home? Yeah, we've been working at home, but it's almost as if working at home is a little rougher than what it is when you're actually working at work. And so also with so many complications and everything coming in, hence the reason this echo is a pre-recorded echo being played. So please, I'm sorry if I have the few people that are watching live that I won't be able to respond or anything like that at all today, because it is a pre-recorded echo that I'm going to put in. It's also going to be a shorter version of echo because there's quite a few things that I need to get done today. I'm a little run over today, and I was actually excuse me, of the mind to cancel the echo today, and I thought, well, you know what, maybe not. And then I thought, okay, we'll run the short version of the echo as such then. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name's Andre. I really appreciate it. For those of you that watch the Echo live, kudos to you. Thank you so very, very much. And for those of you that watch the pre-recorded Echo, thank you very, very much. I'm just an ordinary man. The Echo, basically Pepper's Echo, is just looking at some pieces of news here and there, asking a few questions. Why? Going, this is interesting. It's no big deep dive or anything like that. I usually tell you, for a deep dive, we will log them in the comments down at the bottom. Go over to a Ronaldo host. Talking about a Ronaldo host, happy birthday, buddy. Yes, it's Ronaldo's birthday, and we would wish him a hip hip hooray. So great stuff, Ronaldo. Happy birthday to you there. But downstairs in the comments, Ronaldo hosts, I've got Chris Wyatt's new channel there as well. Roman Kavanagh with Morning Shot, Joe Emilio, they're all down there. I don't know where Jim has gone, because I have removed his link down there, not because I don't like him or anything like that. I just can't find his working YouTube channel at the moment. So as soon as we do, I will have him back up there again as well. Once again, please don't forget to like and subscribe on this video. Even if you don't see anything popping up, I'll try and put pop-ups onto it. But please like and subscribe, share this video. I really, really appreciate it. It's the only way that we get, and I get, news and that out and around. As you can see, the back is pictureless, etc., because teaching, I have my wife actually on this computer, and she's teaching from home, and then you end up with having to have a clean blank wall, etc., put like a bit of a whiteboard up at the back. So it's, and I have another desk on the other side with my laptop where we have this office scenario. It's actually quite it's quite hectic, if I can put it that way, to get this going. And we've been doing that now for the last week. We're going to be going on for second week now. I was supposed to have had a term break, and we were going to be doing basically the term marking and end of the term reports and that, and it has suddenly become necessary to continue. So back into high drive tomorrow again, and trying to make ends meet and get things riding and rolling, especially with this current state. I know South Africa's loosening up and lenient and being more lenient with the lockdowns and that. Unfortunately, Cambodia's side, we're still under quite a bit of lockdown, well, quite a bit. We are under lockdown, although they have given different areas, different colors. So if you're in a yellow area, you can actually move around in that area. You're just not allowed to cross over. You have an orange area, which is a little bit more tighter. And then you have red areas where you're absolutely not allowed to leave the home at all either. Sadly, the active cases are running at about, I think, is it 9,040 or 9,400? I don't know. I'm not going to pull them up now either, because I don't have that much time on me. However, it would probably be about 9,000 more cases than what they were at the end of February, which is a considerable jump. And I know that the government is doing everything that they can to control and to should I say, plug this hole of pandemic that is suddenly pulling out of hand in Cambodia. And yeah, they're trying their very best, but also it is facing obstacles like having to steer a already very affected economy. With last year, the trade industry, which Cambodia relies on a lot, was naturally closed down, with flights being closed down, COVID being open, and national pandemic being declared. Travel industry has just died, which has then not only affected travel agencies, it's not only affected the tourist attractions, but it's also affected the people that make money from the tourist attractions. And I'm not talking about big tour operators and things like that. I'm talking about the small one-man tour guide, the little stalls around any tourist attraction that is able to sell or make money from there. Their whole business has imploded, and they have absolutely no way of making money. When the lockdown came now as well, you have little businesses in the streets, which suddenly, A, can't open, B, if you can open, there is not the customers to use from there. And then there are the tuk-tuk guys. The tuk-tuk guys are the guys with the little three-wheeled, call them Cambodian Ubers, because that's what we use when we move around, three-wheeled little cars, motorbike cars. And naturally, they get used because something different. And I know somebody asked me the other day when I was interviewing Ronaldo, said, well, what's the difference between South Africa and Cambodia? Can you tell us some differences? So as I talk about things on Pepper Zeka, I almost definitely try and throw in a couple of differences. And that's one thing that is a big difference between South Africa and Cambodia. When you're in South Africa, you must have a car. And usually your wife should have a car, but you at least have one car in your family always. So you always got a vehicle or a car or such. However, very few people in Cambodia, especially Westerners, own a car. You might own a scooter, like a little 125cc scooter. We had one for just over a year. It was about almost 2 years that we had one for. But when we moved out of town, well, not out of town, but off city center, we started using a tuk-tuk to work and back. So literally, we don't own any vehicles because we used to hire the scooter. And that's what we drove around on, was either the scooter, that was our family car. And now we don't have anything, and we just tuk-tuk around. So now these tuk-tuk drivers, even with us now being totally locked down, we don't even travel to work and back. So they should I say, dilapidated income already from not having tourists, not having foreigners, not having so much transport in town, et cetera, has even closed down even more with the lockdown, and people aren't going to work. So they can't even get that little bit in them. Apart from the fact that they can't cross over boundaries as well. So I can maybe, if I go to a supermarket, yeah, I can get one from here to the supermarket, which is maybe going to make him $1. And then I can't get one from here, say, to school, because we can't cross over the lines. And we actually live across the river on a sort of an island, but the bridge, and they block that bridge off there. So yeah, that's one of the things. South Africa, you have a car always, and in Cambodia, no, it's absolutely not such a necessity at all. I have driven a car over 2 years ago. Is the last time I got behind the wheel of a car, and that was in South Africa. And yeah, I'm looking forward to driving a car again when I get back there again one day, and to see what it's like, and if I can. But anyway, off to taking a look at what I've put a few things together. One or two things. Hit share screen there. Let's see if I can bring myself in there. Hopefully it will bring me in there as well. But let's take a look. Trade and Industry Minister says government's pushing broad-based economic empowerment again. Oh me, oh my. Why would we do that? Why are we looking at pushing broad-based economic? We should look at increasing the economy. But on Friday, Trade and Industry Minister Ibrahim Patel held a briefing with the CEOs and unions of employee ownership structure. And the government policy has seen over 150,000 workers being part-time owners of companies they work for through shareholding. Now, I don't know if they're trying to, I don't know if it's like communistic thing, you know, everybody owns everything type of thing. But anyway, yeah. Patel said the broad-based transformation was important to the economy and reversing the imbalances of the past. Now, I kind of ask, you know, how long do we want to try and work on reversing the imbalances of the past? And when are we going to start building the economy of the future? Just a thought. An increasing number of JSE-listed companies have leveraged worker ownership to drive the transformation in their companies through measure promoting broad-based economic empowerment. These companies range from Sasol to Impala, Platinum to Cashbuild to Vodacom and Sanlam. All these companies, I don't know if you want to say, have been forced to do triple B, double E, or whatever we want to call it. But yes, it is quite a concern. You know, when your biggest speech is to increase triple B, what's a double B, triple E? Or triple B, double E, I don't know anymore. All I know is, you know what, we're looking at the wrong thing. We're looking at changing employment colors. And my problem with that is we're employing so many people with a 40% unemployment rate. We take out so many white and we put so many black in. How many people are we still employing? And how many people are still unemployed? The same amount. It's time we started not worrying and actually getting our shoes and socks off so that we can double up the employment. Thereby, we will have more people employed. But we are so busy changing the chessboard pieces and changing the gameplay pieces that we're not increasing the playing field. All we're doing is recoloring the pieces on the playing field. I'm not saying don't give the past a chance. I agree 100%. What I'm saying is we need to work on increasing the playing field and not changing the color of the pieces on the board, because the board can only take so much, and it doesn't matter how much you try and put on that board, it will only take so much. There is still going to be that amount of people unemployed, and that is a concern. All right. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is let me bring that back there. Let me put me up there. Right. The next one, the US failed to protect Lindani Myeni. The US failed to protect Lindani Myeni, says the KwaZulu-Natal government. Okay. Lindani Myeni is a previous rugby player, and there was an incident in Honolulu, and he got shot by the police. And of course, it just threw an uproar again. I just want to ask something while we're looking at Share. Yes, Lindani Myeni, and that's his wife over there. It's, you know what, call me. I'm just asking a straight out question. No strings attached. Is it fashion, cultural, important that black rugby players get white wives? Just a thought, because they're not doing triple B or double B, triple E too well there. They're diminishing. And no, I'm kidding. I'm really just joking there. But yeah, it's always just amusing to me that. Okay, let's carry on, because it's a serious case. He was shot and killed, and his body's arrived back in South Africa, and the government saying that the United States failed to protect Lindani Myeni because the people who were supposed to protect him, the police, were the people who shot him. The KwaZulu-Natal government on Saturday condemned the United States for failing to protect 29-year-old Lindani Myeni. Myeni's body arrived in South Africa on Saturday morning from the US, where he was shot and killed by police in Hawaii. So he was in Hawaii, in Honolulu. Rugby players obviously get played very, very well these days. Right, police officers claim he became violent when they arrived at a property where they had received a complaint about an alleged burglary. Okay, great. So an alleged burglary, and we'll take a look because I've actually got the tape of the 911 call in here as well. And they're saying it's sad indictment on Americans that their country continues to be associated with the senseless murder of Black people by the police. The careless murder of our son has, if anything, diminished the little hope that there will be a sudden change in police attitudes. My greatest sympathy to the family. No one should ever die, never mind in any form of violence. It is never good for someone to die. It is never a good thing. And every death is an unnecessary death. I will tell you that. I'm just questioning the circumstance now around the police at the moment. Here's another point, because I want to carry on from that one. He was shot. Someone phoned in and said there was a burglar or something. And next thing, there was police. And next thing, Lindani Myeni was shot. And next thing, it was Black person being shot by police, dead. And he's coming back to South Africa, and South Africa is saying, well, you know, you killed our person. So yeah, Honolulu police released 911 call made before Lindani Myeni's shooting. In the emergency call, a woman reports that a man had entered her home. Okay, so she reports that a man had entered her home. She initially sounds relatively calm, but as the call progresses, she gets more distraught and frantic. Now, I don't know how calm you sound when a stranger just actually walks into your house, and how do you actually give them access to your house as such, and then remain calm on the 911 call. So it does seem a little dodgy to me, you know, why are you calling 911? And then, yeah. But let's hear. The Honolulu Police Department has released a 911 call that prompted the officers to respond to an apparent burglary where they shot and killed Lindani Myeni. The former rugby player and father of two died earlier this month after he was shot 4 times by police in Hawaii. It is still unclear what sparked the confrontation. However, Honolulu police have denied any wrongdoing and alleged that Myeni was violent. I'm not saying he deserved to die. But what I'm saying is that most times if you comply with the police, you don't get shot. It's, you know what, it's the Floyd case again, if I can put it that way. I don't want to sound this way or that way, but it's the Floyd case again. Why was he shot? He was this, you know, man that did nothing. I don't want to say did nothing, knew nothing. I'm just going to get my screen back up in case it gave me a bit of hiccups. It was basically a man that he was resisting. If I'm not mistaken, the Floyd case said that he was on some form of drug. I stand corrected. I'm not saying that George Floyd should have died. What I'm saying is that resistance to police is not advisable, because it can end up in tragedy. And once again, now I'd like to share this screen. I want to share it with sound. And this is the 911 call. I might skip a little bit forward because it is quite long as well, although I have linked it in the sources below, so you can go ahead and listen to the full call. We will also be watching another video on this as well, which will also give you the full call as such.
14th, 2021, 20:09 and 43 seconds.
Police emergency. Hello, what's your address?
Hello.
What's your address?
Please.
What's your address?
It's 91 Colano Way.
What's your name?
Someone entered my house.
Do you know who they are?
He said he's Lyndon. He's in South Africa.
Do you know who he is personally? Do you know this
I
man?
know him.
Okay.
I know this man.
What's he wearing?
He's in the house.
What is he wearing? What color is his clothes?
It's a black T-shirt.
What is he? Asian, white, black? Hello. What kind of ethnicity is he?
But
Officers are on the way. Can you tell me what he looks like?
I don't know whether he knows our owner or not, but he just like randomly coming and say some strange words.
Okay, so what is he white? Is he black? Is he local?
I don't know him.
I understand you don't know him. I'm asking you what he looks like. So if he runs away, officers can find him.
I don't know what's going on here.
Okay.
So what does he look like? Is he white? Is he black? Is he Asian?
He's black.
Okay, officers are on the way. I just need you to answer some questions. Okay, so he has on a white shirt. Is that right?
No, he's in black shirt.
Okay, what is he wearing on the bottom? Jeans, shorts.
Well, he's wearing a
Jeans?
and yes, and he's wandering in the house.
Okay. Does he have any weapons in his hands, like guns, knife, bat, stick?
No, he said some silver things. I don't know what he means.
Okay, officers are on the way there. Just stay on the phone for a minute, okay?
Okay.
Is he yelling at you guys? Does he seem confused? About how old is he? How old? 30? 30? Okay. Okay, officers are on the way. Officers are on the way. They're on the way there. Okay? They're going to be there shortly, okay? Can you go outside and meet the officers? Ma'am, can you go outside and meet the officers, please?
I don't know why.
It's okay. Can you go outside and look for the policeman?
He tried to go outside. I don't know.
Okay, so he's outside now?
No, he's inside, but he's close to the front door.
Okay, so you can't get outside. Okay, I understand. Officers are coming, okay? They're going to be there soon.
He's outside. He's outside.
Okay.
I think he's following us when we...
He's following you, you think?
Yeah, he's driving a car when we come to the neighborhood.
Okay, so what kind of car does he have?
I'm so afraid to go outside to check.
It's okay. You don't have to go outside if you don't feel safe doing it. Do you remember what kind of car he had? Do you remember what kind of car?
Car is here. He's still in the community. I think the police officer can stop him.
Okay. Officers are... Okay. They're on the way. Do you remember what the car looks like?
I saw another people.
Okay, what car?
That's him. What?
The call there. He's attacking the call.
Oh my God. Tell the supervisor I just heard shots fired. Seaside burglary.
Yeah. We have handled the police. We should go straight.
Does he have a gun?
I don't know. Please go. Because where I said two people, he's trying. Nothing to stop. He's trying to move.
Okay, more officers are coming to your house, okay?
Should I hide in the toilet?
Just hide in the bathroom. Can you lock the door?
Okay.
They're okay. Just the phone. More officers are coming.
Okay, so basically go
Okay.
from your room.
It's okay.
In the house, do I need to warn them?
If you say that again one time. Oh, okay. They're saying, can you please go outside? Go outside.
And then she says she can go outside.
You need to go outside right now. Everything is under control.
We're going out.
And in the end,
I don't.
Who in the forest?
The 911 emergency.
Because we need to get a statement from.
Okay, I'm going to hang up the phone. Okay? Okay, bye. Bye.
okay, so that is the actual 911 call that the Honolulu police responded to. Okay, let me just close that off so that I don't end up playing a little bit more there. Sorry. So that's the call that the Honolulu police responded on. I don't know. The woman did go frantic, but she knew that he was Lyndon, and it's actually Lindoni, but she said his name was Lyndon, and she could tell you that he was black and that he was from South Africa and that he'd wearing a black t-shirt and everything. So somehow I get the feeling that they had met before, or she chased him away. I even saw some comments on that. Was it on Twitter or was it on the sound group? Now I'm not too sure. That said, well, you know what? It might have been a house of ill repute, but let's take a look at the actual video from KITV4 news from ABC. Once again, this is the property of KITV4 News, and I do not own or possess any form of rights to this at all either. Right, I hope I'm getting the right one shared, yeah.
When I was on oxys, I really just needed to get my next pill. Like, I needed it. When I'd go visit my grandpa and he would go get me something to drink, I'd be going through all his pill bottles as fast as possible. I don't know why I am what was there. I didn't think it was bad because they gave me their ibuprofen.
Let's see if I can get the right one. There we go.
In today's hectic world,
okay, hopefully we can skip this ad. Sorry, guys.
Like our easy-to-use mobile app.
Thanks for waiting to have us in with you on draft night. Tonight we begin with the release of the 911 call of the officer-involved shooting that claimed the life of 29-year-old Lindani Mayeni.
The call came shortly after 8 o'clock at night on April 14th.
Someone entered my house.
Do you know who they are?
He said he's Lyndon. He said South Africa.
Do you know who he is personally? Do you know this man?
I know him.
Okay.
I know this man.
What's he wearing?
He's in the house.
What is he wearing? What color is his clothes?
It's a black t-shirt, and he's wandering in the house.
Okay. Does he have any weapons in his hands, like guns, knife, bat, stick?
No, he said some salary things. I don't know what he means. I'm so afraid to go outside to check.
It's okay. You don't have to go outside if you don't feel safe doing it.
That's you. What?
Okay, this is the house.
You're in the car. That's
Get on the ground now.
Now, when a police points a
One of the
gun at you
attorneys
and tells you to
representing
get
the
on
Miami
ground,
family says the 911 call confirms the incident was simply a misunderstanding gone horribly wrong.
The caller does not mention burglary. You can hear a very peaceful, calm conversationer and who
chips for coffee.
this was a
right now.
misunderstanding. This was a complete overreaction. There is no way that Mr. Miani could have known these were the police. There's very little time between the call and when they arrived.
Morgan Bickerton encourages.
Okay, let's just.
He
carry
did
on.
not know these were the police.
Okay, when the guy
Morgan
says police,
Bickerton
get on the
encourages
ground.
the couple who called 911 to speak publicly about what happened. You can listen to the full 10-minute 911 call on our website. That's KITV.com.
Okay, so there we go. Yes. I don't know. I am concerned. Most definitely, I don't believe that he should have died. I don't believe that anybody should die as such. However, I know on one of the interviews they say, well, the lady didn't say it was a burglary. It didn't sound like a burglary to me either. Vindictive, yes. Did she know him? I don't know personally, but I don't think it was an absolutely unknown man who just strolled off the street. There are so many ifs and whats to this piece over there. But what gets to me on more than one occasion is people's reluctance. Once again, on the Floyd case, and I'm sorry if I'm sounding otherwise or devil's advocate or whatever, I'm not condoning that anybody died. I'm not condoning that at all. All I'm saying to you is that if you face a man with a gun and he says, lie down and put your hands behind your head or behind your back, and you don't do that and you offer resistance, things are going to end up tragically. Police officers die in the line of duty every day because they haven't made quick decisions, especially when people are resisting. And I just feel that sometimes a little bit of arrogance puts up resistance, and then we end up with tragedy. And it is a tragedy that this man died. But why? And I by no means want to excuse that he was killed or that he died, but why are we always so quick to take out cops, but we're so quick to call them when we're in trouble? I mean, that house, as I said, someone mentioned on one of the queries, and that said, well, you know what, I don't know if that was such a kosher house. I think it was, as the band Madness would say, a house of fun. That they might have been in, and you know what, a private, it might be, it might not have been, it might be a normal citizen, it might be, I don't know. You know what, I don't want to presume all of these things. All I'm saying is that what seems to have come out of this is, once again, it is resistance to arrest or resistance to the police that has caused a tragedy. George Floyd was resistance that caused a tragedy. Lindani, resistance that caused a tragedy. There's so many times that this occurs, and we don't bring up the other. We don't look at all the good. I mean, the 911 call was, I know the lady's supposed to stay calm and everything, and I suppose she did a fairly good job about it as well. I was just like, wow, you know what? Why are you asking me what he's looking like and everything like that when you're like wanting to run away? You're not sitting on the couch going, well, he's walking right here past the TV at the moment and he's dressed like that. And he's, I don't know if there was any actual threat, but she started going frantic, which of course raises concern as well. However, I'm going to leave the question at that. First of all, no one should have died. It is an absolute tragedy that anybody died, in any case. And condolences to the family. You should not lose a husband, a son, a child, a brother like that. Number two, would the outcome have been the same if there was no resistance? And number three, what are the circumstances surrounding that? Was the call necessary? How was it provocated? And what position did we put ourselves in? I think there's a lot more than just the police walked in and shot someone. Take a look at another. Let me save that presentation in again. And we've got some good news coming up. Relief at the petrol pumps as fuel prices set to drop. So as of midnight on Tuesday, petrol prices will decrease by 9 cents per litre, while diesel will go down by 31 cents per litre. Meanwhile, paraffin will decrease by 23 cents per litre, and LP gas will decrease by R1.72 per kilogram. The exchange rate has continued its pleasing strengthening trend against the US dollar and international petroleum prices, which increased slightly in the first 2 weeks of April, have held steady since. Okay, I just did this little table down here for you to be able to say, hey, February, petrol prices went up by 65 cents. Diesel went up by 55 cents. Paraffin by 47 cents and LP gas 87 cents. Okay, diesel was 54 to 56. I just took the average of 55. In March, again, petrol went up 81 cents. Diesel went up 58 cents. Paraffin went up 59 cents. And LP gas went up 193 cents. Okay, that's pocketing quite a bit. In May, this coming May now, petrol is going to go down 9 cents, which means in the last 3 months, February, March, or so say April and May, say 3 months, because it was during February, during March, during May. That means still in 3 months, petrol has gone up 137 cents. Forget the 9 cents down. You're taking upstairs and going, oh, well, you know what, if I do this and I do this and I do that, I'm making people happy. But all you're doing is creating a jagged arc. It's still going up. Diesel has gone down 31 cents or is going down 31 cents, which still in the last 3 months leaves an increase of 82 cents. Paraffin is going down 23 cents, which still leaves a remarkable increase of 83 cents. And then LP gas, which I think, wow, is doing a phenomenal decrease of 172 cents in the last 3 months, has still gone up by 108 cents. I don't know, but this is pulling the wool over our eyes somewhere along the line, because if things get better than what they were, why is it actually worse? You know what? That's kid logic. That's. I'm just asking the question again. To me, it seems logic. Why? Okay. And then lastly, let's take a quick share there again. We have King Goodwill Zwelithini, bless his soul, and I'm sure he would be turning in his grave if he had to get through all of this. The royals embroiled in an alleged fraudulent will dispute. So it goes to show it doesn't matter how big or how small your kingdom is, politics is a vicious game. The daughters of the late Amazulu king, King Goodwill Zwelithini, with his first wife, Queen Sibongile Dlamini, planned to seek an interdict to halt the execution of the late king's will, claiming it may be fraudulent. Princess Ntandoyenkosi and Princess Ntombizo Sutu claimed that the will in the possession of the royal's family lawyer, Jerome Ngwenya, might be fake and want its authenticity to be fully tested. According to the Sunday Times, the princess say they have acquired the services of a handwriting expert who said that the signature on the will read out by the brokers representing Sanlam Trust at a family meeting over a month ago was not consistent with that of the late king. So there we go, scruples. At the same time, their mother Dlamini, has approached the Pietermaritzburg High Court to interdict the coronation of a regent or a king. Now, his first wife, I think, or original wife, the one that he was placed as the regent, who was looking after the kingdom in his absence now as he passed away, because they hadn't put in a king yet, she died this Wednesday. And now the princess's mother is gone to the High Court to put an interdict against coronating a new king or a regent. So at the moment, the Zulu nation is headless. Take a look. She is said to be looking to the court to recognize her civil marriage to the late king as his only legal binding marriage, okay? Because I think it's the only one that was legally done. You know, and you can't marry in South Africa to 1 million wives or more than one person. On Friday, it was announced the regent of the Zulu nation, Queen Mantfombi Dlamini Zulu, had passed away. This is the queen that they had placed as the regent in King Zwelithini's caretaking position after he had passed away. So they hadn't coronated a new king, and they put her in place. And she was 65, if I'm not mistaken. Queen Mantfombi Dlamini Zulu was appointed regent of the Zulu nation following the passing of her husband, King Zwelithini Kabek Zulu, last month. It was expected that her eldest son, Misuzulu Kazwelithini, would take over as the next king after a 3-month mourning period. The cause of her passing still unknown. Okay, however, that still shows a lot of, how should we say, sports and entertainment. Yeah, but what can I say? All's fair in love and war, and doesn't matter how small or how big your country, your kingdom, your empire is, politics will play a role, greed will play a role, and there will also always be concern. I don't know, you know, it's who's gunning for the top now. At the moment, the Zulu nation is running without guidance. It's going ahead. I have a whole long shebang story, which I'll probably do next week on Ace Magashulu, just to give you a little bit of a heads up on what I was talking about. Was the fact of the matter that what I wanted to carry on with, but I'm not going to, because I've really got to cut it over here, sadly. Ace Magashulu, there was the ANC's 30-day plan or insurgency that they put in that says, if you have any criminal charges against you within 30 days, you need to step aside, relinquish. And Magashulu said, no ways. And he's had different arms of the ANC also supporting him as such. And well, you know what, basically what he said is, you know, in the Zondo Commission, so many people have been charged or accused of corruption, and that more than just him, almost everybody in the head of the ANC, and why is he the only one that has to step aside now, which sadly means that there is more rot in that party than what many of their voters think there is as such. So sad news there. But that is something that we will come across again some other time. From my side, I'm really sorry that I'm cutting it so short this time, but thank you very much for watching. Be good, take care, And if you can't be good, at least be kind. Cheers, cheers.